Welcome back to the channel. Ruben Amorim says Manchester United are better off without Europe. Do you agree with that or do you disagree? I want to know your thoughts and opinions on that in the comments section. Also, he's give his updates on his Manchester United starting 11, where it looks like rotation will be the key against Grimsby in the Carabao Cup. Smash that like button as well if you want to help support the channel. Let's start on them comments about Manchester United and they're not being prepared for European competition.
Manchester United should always be in Europe. It's what this club's built on. We need to build a base, he said, and then move forward. We're not in a position to compete in Champions League football. Fully not prepared. He just keeps talking. We need to develop. We're not prepared. My God, this is Manchester United. We have to be in Champions League football. It's what it's all about. We're preparing for a Carabao Cup. It's a distraction. But he talks about Champions League football this year being a distraction. I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I do. From an emotional point of view, as being a Manchester United supporter, and I'm sure a lot of yous out there who support other clubs, you want to hear ambition from your football club, hear ambition from your manager. You never want to hear relief, especially when you're associating that with Champions League or European football. And I totally agree with you, and many of yous out there will probably say it. United's history has been built on European football, winning titles, etc. But looking at it from a realistic point of view, where this squad's at, I mean, we was underprepared. We had a really poor season last season in the Premier League, finishing 15th, but we still managed to get to a Europa League final. It's just that we didn't go and win it, and we should have been in the Champions League this season. And spending £200 million, adding the firepower that we have done this summer's transfer window with Mbumo, Cunha and Sesko, maybe one or two others still to come. We're a lot better prepared than what we were last season. So I still want Champions League football, and I'd have been loving it like every single Man United fan out there if we'd have beat Tottenham that night and we were in the Champions League and gearing up for that this season.
Well, with our failure, a lot of fans out there, our failure not to qualify for the Champions League, the only person what weren't prepared was Ruben Amorim, according to fans out there. He didn't prepare the team correctly, didn't set it up correctly. But them players want to be in the Champions League. 3 quality players we've signed, okay? Firepower. They want to be in Champions League football. They should be in Champions League football. I'm absolutely sort of like disappointed with him coming out with quotes like this, because it won't sit well with the fan base. Definitely will not. So for me, the club's history built on it. Better off without it. Bit of a distraction for the club, he says. No, it's not a distraction. Champions League football, no matter how good or bad your team is never a distraction.
Obviously, from the way Ruben Amorim looks at it, he's looking at reducing the load, the game time, giving players more than time on the training pitch to get used to the actual system, the formation, and a bit of team bonding, so to speak, and getting all the deadwood out of there so he creates this family unit going forward. And we've seen that, especially with him backing the likes of Bayinde recently in press conferences. For me, I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking the 2 non-negotiables this week is beating Grimsby and beating Burnley.
Well, I just look at this and I say to myself, I know what fans out there who are doubtful about Ruben Amorim are saying. They're turning around and going, he has to get Champions League football with comments like this, what he's coming out with. In other words, he will fail if he doesn't get Champions League football. And if he fails, then he should be out. He's quite happy to be out of Champions League football this year so he can prepare and make the squad a lot better, develop and get them in where they should be. Now, I look at it, and I know lots of fans are looking at it and saying, well, if he doesn't do what he should be doing, getting this club back where it belongs, then he is not good enough for the manager. That is the pressure he has just come out with and said, that is pressure. I don't think he should have come out or even talked about Champions League football. We're not even in it. Forget it. Put it behind you. Concentrate on what you've got. You've got a game against Grimsby. You've got a game against Burnley. You know, we've lost a game. We've drawn a game. Drawn a game we should have won. So he needs to prepare and get this team playing better. Get this firepower doing what it should be doing. Not talking or worrying about Champions League football.
Yeah, some people out there might mention that we're not prepared for the Premier League this season. A lot of comments on our channel when it has been discussed. People don't even think we'll finish higher than 8th. So maybe he is correct, Ruben Amorim, from a logical and a realistic point of view, that we're not prepared to face the top teams in Europe in the Champions League. But he's mentioned going into that Grimsby game about rotation. A lot of people over the last 24 hours, including ourselves, has mentioned the likes of Kobbie Mainoo, Agate and Sesko, that they're the three players that need to start this game and at least get 60 minutes, and possibly then they're in with a shout against Burnley on the weekend.
Yeah, these players have got to get game time. Sesko's definitely got to get game time. Been a puzzle, really. Get match fit if you start a game, and he's not started him. So for me, there's game time. It's available. Ruben talks about that. Plenty of opportunities for players to get game time now. There is a possibility Onana could get game time. So for me, the window, what's going on, the transfer window, is a goalie coming in? Is he going to replace Onana? Will he give him game time? Lots of people out there talking about that. But I just look at it. Ugate's got to get game time. And these players, whoever's on the pitch, have got to approach this in a professional way to do the job. Because if they don't do the job, whoever's out on that pitch, their headlines, and I don't mean here just in Manchester, I mean around the world, because that's where they will go. So they have to apply themselves professionally, get the job done, 3-0, get it over with, get out of there, and then prepare for Saturday. That's how I see it. So whoever's out there, they're under pressure, really. They are under pressure because the press, the fans are demanding more from United, and they've got to go out and do it. But game time, I think there'll be quite a few players from the youth out there. There should be, to be honest with you, because is this Carabao Cup a cup, really, we should be concentrating on? Because what does it get you, Kieran?
A route back into the Conference League if you want it. Do you want it out there? I definitely don't. This club the size of Manchester United, like we've been saying, it should be Champions League football. And let's be honest with ourselves, we've heard it from the likes of Omar Barada, Ratcliffe as well. This club should be in the Champions League, and the bread and butter is the Premier League this season. And all eyes and the focus should be on trying to get into them Champions League places, or at least the Europa League places this season. So what's the ideas? What's the focus like in the background on the Carabao Cup, maybe even the FA Cup?
I think when you look at the Carabao Cup, I think from a fan's point of view, the main interest gets there after the quarter-final. I think when the semi-final, the top teams are in it normally anyway, and then you sort of focus on it. So for me, my interest, my let's go and win it comes when we get in the semi-final. Yes, I want to beat Grimsby. I don't want to be humiliated. I don't want to go to Grimsby.
Listen, you'll be doing that match reaction on your own if we get beat by Grimsby, I'm telling you. I don't think I'll have the stomach for it to come on a video with you if to get spanked by Grimsby. No. Whether it's a 1-0 or not, I'm not coming on.
Yeah, my interest is fully on the Grimsby game for different reasons. I'm not thinking about winning the Carabao Cup. I'm thinking about who's going out there. I need to see players there get game time and everything, and I want to win it. I don't want to be walking around Manchester, right? People laughing at me, getting beat by Grimsby. But the thing is, it's happened before. I actually went to Milton Keynes Dons quite a few years ago, and we just got annihilated there, and that was tough to take. Absolutely tough to take. I don't want it. This club shouldn't have it, and it will just heap pressure, not just on the players, but on the manager. And with these comments, what he's come out with, what we've been talking about, I think he's put more pressure on himself when there's no need. And I have called for Ruben Amorim to be more savvy when he's talking to the media, and it doesn't seem... Well, it seems to be going on deaf ears at the moment.
I expect Manchester United to win against Grimsby. I'm not thinking about anything else because I think we've got at least 3 or 4 players there who have got something to prove.
Yes.
And they need to go and do that against Grimsby. The likes of Mainoo, Agate, Sesko, and others out there who will probably get a start on Wednesday night. So I'm expecting a Manchester United win.
Well, I think if they go out there, proper heads on it, proper professionalism, I think 3-0, that'll be a satisfactory result from my point of view. I think scraping a 1-0 win is not acceptable. Got to go out there and do the job. We should, by rights, and again, I'll say it, all on paper, we should beat them comfortably. But you don't win football matches, as we all know, when it's written on paper.
Are Manchester United better off this season without Europe? I want to know your opinions. Do you agree with Ruben Amorim or do you disagree? I want to know it from a fan point of view, your emotional supporter point of view, missing out on them nights under the lights here at Old Trafford and the away games in Europe as well, but also from a realistic point of view. looking at the squad, and looking where we're at currently as a team and as a football club. Get it in the comment section below and smash that like button to help support the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.